So the problem that all managers face, which is also the most undervalued aspect of management, is delegation. Actually, bad delegation. And there is an interesting misconception that goes, leaders should not delegate too much, should not give too much responsibility away. So as a manager, you want to keep everything for you to do. It's kind of you keep everything locked in a safe on your desks, which is obviously a nonsense. Is exactly in the very moment you have a team working with you. But this is exactly the point. The most successful leaders simply master the art of delegation, okay? So if you don't learn how to delegate properly, these are some of the symptoms that you and your team can see. For example, you give a vague responsibility assignment. You treat the team as a single entity, not as a group of different people as we have seen in the organogram discussed in step 1. A typical example of treating your team as a single entity is going to your team and say something like, guys, we need to do this, we need to finish this set of information, we need to prepare this report, we need to go through these schedules and so on and so on. So which is very vague and not clear in instruction actually. Stop using we. We means no one, okay? So another way is unbalanced tasks and responsibility distribution. So more people in the team are doing the same thing at the same time, resulting in abortive work. Someone in the team members are very busy, not able to complete the task, and others are chill out, very bored, doing almost nothing. So you may assign a responsibility to someone that hates it, and at the same time someone else would love to do it instead. So you rely too much on the team to self-coordinate, while your main role is to coordinate your team at the very best of everyone's strengths. And this poor level of communication and bad delegation only creates friction between you and your team. And actually, it fires back to you as your team is not productive, and the list of things to do just increase on your side. Everything comes back to you. But the real problem is that you don't have enough time. And you don't have time to do your job while trying to help your team. So you spend too much time helping others, actually doing things your team should do, and you don't focus on the vital few priorities only you should be working on, as we discussed in step 2. So you sacrifice your own performance taking someone else's burden, yeah? Even worse, if you put all these aspects together, very easily you lose control over your team and over the project really, which is the last thing you want to experience as a manager. So the solution here to this series of problems and challenges is the ultimate delegation method, which is the most effective delegation formula ever. Yeah? Once you clearly know the strengths and skills of each team members, as you have discovered in the one-to-one conversation step 1, and you have prioritized the most important tasks to achieve your shared goals, as we've seen in step 2, you just need to delegate to your team with an exact methodology, yeah? Which is the only way to ensure that your team members are fully engaged and everyone is contributing to their best, okay? So the name of the game here is precision, and therefore you need precise communication. You should not expect people you delegate to be reading your mind, and definitely you need to communicate precisely what needs to be done. So the ultimate delegation method goes in 5 steps. Pick the right person, clearly define the goal, ensure they are equipped, agree check-in time, and trust them. Okay? I've seen this done so wrongly so many times, and I did this wrongly so many times myself. So I've learned the lesson very well, and I know for sure what works well and what doesn't work at all. Okay? So 1, pick the right person. Based on what you have learned in the one-to-one conversation, pick the right person to do the job on the basis of skills, experience, attitude, and passion, which will make the task easily attainable. Okay? Also, pick someone you trust for the specific responsibility. Trust, again, is very important. Finally, when you have picked the right person, tell him or her why they have been specifically chosen to do a particular job. Okay? Try to be honest and transparent here. Remember, one task or responsibility is taken by one person only. Single owner, okay? Never assign the same task to 2 or more different people. I know you are thinking, well, the availability of right resources is what it is nowadays, in the team or in the company, okay? And not always you can find the right match. Yes, it's very true. Yeah, it's very true. It's a very challenge nowadays to do good resourcing. But you cannot skip this step. And there is always someone in a better position to do the job rather than someone else, okay? So 2, clearly define the goal. Clearly describe what is the specific task and why it is relevant for the team, for the common goals of the team, yeah? So this will foster autonomy in each team member of your team. 2, clearly define the goal. Clearly describe what is the specific task and why is relevant for the team common goals. This will foster autonomy in each single member of your team. Agree when the task needs to be completed. Make sure it is time bounded. Ensure the task is measurable then. It should be very clear for everyone what completing a task means, what winning means. Are you winning? Yes. What you have done. Okay, so they should be very, very clear. And remember, delegate the objective, what, why, and when, but not the procedure, the how. Don't delegate the how. Clarify if you want the quality standards. Give example of some of similar things that done previously so they can refer to, they can understand, but not try to micromanage them on the detailed procedure of how to get the job done, because this will only kill their creativity, which is exactly what you want to flourish in your team and the people around you. So you want everyone to express themselves, to be creative in completing their task correctly and on time, using their own method, their way. Again, focus on the outcome and results. Don't focus too much on procedures. Number 3, ensure they are equipped. So it means make sure that the person you delegate to have the access to the right communication channels, all the right softwares, the licenses to be able to start working immediately and productively. If someone is new to the project, take the correct time necessary to brief them properly, give them all the information they need, and brief them on the most important aspect of the project. Give enough context for them to understand how they can contribute the most. Ensure they receive any special training just in time, on demand, okay? Special training. Avoid wasting time and money with generic training just in case. So you spend like 1 week just doing training just for the sake of spending time of someone else's resources, really. Number 4, agree check-in time. Agree interim review time before the final deadline, okay? So when you sit down reviewing their work, always give immediate feedback. This is a very good opportunity to go with feedback while you review their work. Don't wait till the end of the month or I don't know, even worse, once a year during feedback to your team members. Provide positive feedback and praise on everything they do well, anything they complete, anything they improve from what you agreed, okay? But also, when it's needed, you need to give constructive feedback with clear redirection to allow them to understand how to correct themselves next time, how to avoid again the same error. Yeah, remember, constructive feedback is fundamental. And please do apologize if your brief or instruction were not clear on day one, and they may have spent time doing something abortive or they've done something wrong because of you. So make sure that you apologize if something did not come very clear to them at the very beginning. 5, trust them. Trust them and let them go. So delegate the responsibility and authority, not just the task. Once you have the right person, define the goal and the deadline, agree checking point, but just get out of the way and let them fly. Now you may ask, what if the person you delegate to is new to the job or is a junior member of the team? Well, yes, you still need to trust them. In specific cases, you may need to clarify the extent of control and responsibility over the task. Give them like an insurance policy to understand where they are covered and where you should be involved to help. But at the end of the day, you need to trust them. Keep in mind that every single business relationship is based on trust. And the reason number 1 for failure of management and team relationship is lack of trust. This is a fundamental aspect, yeah? Keep in mind. Trust is fundamental. Now, this ultimate delegation method, when applied correctly, puts everyone in your team doing their job harmoniously, all aligned toward the shared goals, completely laser focused doing their job, with no distraction from you trying to micromanage them. And finally, this will give you your own time to do the important things you must be focusing on without neglecting your team. This is what comes back to you, okay? And this is the end of step 3, as we have been through.